Bonjour, how are you today? Bonjour! Long time you haven't seen Charlie and Lisa because you know that I haven't been live streaming from home too much these last days, but they are super genki in great form, unlike my Bianco, but up. I'm putting them back on the sofa. So, alas, I can see that the three of you, my three patrons who can see this live stream about the monthly wine, are not online. I think it's not really easy because the three of you live in three different time zones. So I'm doing this on my own for now. Hopefully, maybe one of you can join me during the stream. So I think I announced you saw the bottle I'm going to introduce you today. It's a Koshu wine. Koshu is a Japanese local grape. It's a white grape. Well, if you check out Koshu online, the grape is not, all green like, for example, Chardonnay, those other grapes. It has some pinkish bits on the skin, but it's a white grape that enables to make white wine. And I think that Japan, they are really good at making Koshu wine because obviously a local grape fits the terroir, right? The soil and the weather. So usually with the Koshu grape makes wine that are pretty fresh, with a nice, not too strong, but nice acidity. So they are good as an aperitif. You can have those wines without food. But also, with starters, and especially during the summer, because they are so refreshing wines, right? As for the aromas and flavor, usually they have citrus-like flavors, like all those also Japanese citrus-like, very, elegant aromas. Citrus-like, nashi, that Japanese fruit. And in this one, so today I have prepared this wine that is called First Bottle. It's a wine that you can buy at Caldi. I know that some of you are coming within the end of the year, so I don't know if you'll have the opportunity to drink wine where you will be staying, or if you want to bring back wine home. But this bottle is a super good deal. I think I bought it about 10 days ago. I think I put the picture. It was not on sale at that time, and it was about 1,900 yen, I think, or 700 yen. It's about on average $15. And I saw today, because I checked out on the internet, because you can buy this also on the internet. It's on sale. It's about 1,500 yen, so that makes it at about $13, which is pretty cheap, I think, for a good bottle of wine like this. Because very often you have to know that Japanese wines, they are on average more expensive than wines that you can find in France, for example. In the States, I thought that the wines were a little bit good wines. They were all above $15. So we could say that the prices are kind of similar with the prices you have in America. I thought that the wines were not cheap in America, I must say. That we have cheaper wines in France. here, why are the wines more expensive than in France or other countries? It's because I think that I know that it's only 3 of you, right? And I know that you are some of my core followers. So you saw the videos in Nagano and how it's so much work. I explained during one of the live streams that when the grapes also they're out, you saw how they trim it. It's above human size. And sometimes they have to cover the grapes so that they don't get eaten by the birds. Not only the grapes that are for, to sell for people to eat, but also they do that sometimes for with the grapes that go into wine too. And they can't use machines there, right? Like also the harvest, everything is made by hand. The grapes are handpicked, so they need a lot of human resources. So I think this is why they can't offer good prices as we do in France, or even more, like in countries like Australia. The wines are so cheap, right? But they do make good wine now. The quality has really increased these last 10 years. Even for the red, it's still difficult with some reds, I think. And the makers, they admit that. I had, on Instagram, maybe you saw a picture of me, when we had the evening and the wine evening on Saturday. Afterwards, I put a picture with the winemaker of Chateau Mercian, of which one day I will introduce a sparkling, because it's super good value and you can find it at the supermarkets too. Not only because you can find it at the supermarket, but because I think it's a good value and it's a good sparkling rosé. And the winemaker said, yes, the wines, it's still difficult for us to make those, really well-balanced and especially full-bodied red wines as we have in our countries, because the conditions are just too different. I think some wineries, very few wineries, they do a really good job even with grapes like Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, so non-local grapes. But the best job they do, I think, is really with Cochou. The other local grape for red is, it's called Bailey A. And I must say that it's a cépage, a grape that is a bit difficult to appreciate to me. I'm not a big fan of Bailey A, because I think it always have, very often all the Bailey A wines I had were not, they did not have enough body, but also they had some kind of vegetal, a little bit stinky aroma that I don't appreciate, that I don't like. I like sometimes, there's a little bit kind of stinky aromas. We say stinky, but it's not really stinky, but it's like super strong, But I like it when it's an animal aroma, not vegetal aroma. So anyways, well, that's my taste, but I will keep, I think, on introducing the Japanese wines I like, because some of the wines I told you about, Grace Wines last time. I really need to go and film that winery in Yamanashi, because they make very good wines in Yamanashi. I still have my cold, sorry, I'm so thirsty. This is my cup. Most of the wines I like, usually they come from Yamanashi. Most of the Koshu. last weekend I was in Nagano, and Nagano until now, this is good because this is a private live stream. Only the three of you can see this. But yes, honestly, it was, I think you knew that I don't really appreciate like those wines, but they are not to my taste because they are too light. Those reds, honestly. And the first winery, the Shinano winery, when we went, those wines were too sugary to me. The wines we had at the second winery, that was Goichi wine, they were, let's say, better, but still, you know, not enough body in those wines. The ice wine was the best, I think, but it's a sweet wine, right? So another detail about the Nagano wines, at least in Shiojili, it's interesting because they don't call, for example, Shinano winery. They call the wineries wine. So it was Shinano wine, Goichi wine, and all the wineries are not called wineries but wine. Voila. So coming back to the first bottle, thing guys is that today I am not going to open it because yesterday I started feeling better, but I'm still taking medicine, and actually I woke up half an hour ago. I had to do a siesta again because I'm still very tired and I'm still coughing. And as I'm taking medicine, I think I should not drink the wine. I know that wine very well because it's a Caldi wine. I've drank it at Caldi events, but also I buy it regularly. Thing is that it's not because I'm working for Caldi as a consultant that I get the products for free. You know, I buy the products myself when I need those. I've drank this first bottle again many times, so I can tell you this is a classic Koshu, but very well made. It's extremely well balanced, very fresh in the mouth, very nice acidity, with those on the nose and in the mouth, the citrus-like flavors, nashi, and also some, I'd say, white flowers. I really enjoyed this wine, you know, especially the weather is getting hot now. Like during summer, I drink this wine a lot. So another interesting fact is that I checked earlier, the alcohol content in Japanese wine very often, it's like in Nagano, most of the wines, the alcohol content was only 12 degrees. It's very high. The makers, they explain that it's hard for them to get alcohol. If you know a little bit about winemaking, what you need to have is a high content of sugar when you harvest the grape, because the sugar turns into alcohol when you ferment it. And but it's hard with the Japanese conditions to get a high sugar content, and so many wines have the average alcohol content of wine here is lower than in France, and I think all the wines I've seen from other countries, it was the same. I think it's usually at least 12.5, 13 degrees. And for this wine, it's only 11 degrees. And I think it's pretty amazing that they could make it so well balanced. Let me see, it's written here, 11 degrees. Voila. Also, so this wine, Caldi, what they do is, another fact is that this is the last year, 2015, this is their last vintage. Hold on a second, no, maybe they made some, yes, they made up until 2017, and I got this bottle because the 2017 is still they are still vinifying it, making it. But 2017 will be the last vintage. They are going to stop making it. Why? Because Caldi, they bought this wine. It's not their own winery. What they did is that they made a contract with some wineries. They rented some plots, vineyard plots, and with their consultants and those vineyards people, they would tell them, okay, let's grow the grape like this, and then they would buy the grape. I mean, they have a contract so that the grape would be theirs, Caldi's, and then they vinified it themselves. But it's not like, for example, Chateau Caldi. Actually, now they have a winery in Hokkaido. I did not shoot there because I visited last September, and I was not putting videos on YouTube yet. So, but I think I put pictures of my visit there. They have, because they did the opening of the cellar and the winemaking place, which is, oh my god, brand new with the most it's really funny. Lisa is watching me like, why is she talking by herself, you know? Because it's been a long time. I haven't been live streaming from home, I think. And they have all these machines and material from abroad, you know, the top quality. So they are going to stop making the first bottle because now they have their own winery that is called Camel Farm in Hokkaido. Hopefully I have to go and visit there again and make some live streams. I think they are planning also to build an auberge, you know, an inn, so that people can go and stay there. So it will be, I think it might be interesting for you guys to see that. Who knows, you know, if you go to Hokkaido and you're interested in seeing some wineries. Hold on a second. So the thing is that the first bottle and the winery, why did they start making wine? Caldi, it's because they've been importing the wine of a famous winemaker in Italy. He's called Riccardo Cotella. Riccardo Cotella. I will put the information in the description. He's a very famous winemaker in Italy. I hear that the guy, like, you know, he's so famous, he flies the first class, and he because, you know, he is really, everybody wants his expertise. And Caldi, they import, at the beginning, they were importing Italian wines and Italian products mainly. Maybe I've explained that before. And about 4 or 5 years ago, they asked me, we happened to know each other, and they asked me to become their consultant to help them develop the French products, how to say, you know, the French products they have. And also this is where, well, we had the idea of creating my own brand. And I was already selling them Bordeaux wine, introducing them Bordeaux wine, part of the wines I would introduce, they would import and sell in Caldi shops. It started with wine, actually, my story with Kaldi. And so they were importing those, some of Mr. Cotella Italian wines. And with the two chateaux, the chateau is president, so the president of Caldi and the president of Mr. Riccardo Cotella, who's the owner of one of the winery wines that Caldi imports. One day he was like, you should make your own wine one day, you know, because he said, I think that Japan has some soil that is appropriate to make very good wine. And the president of Caldi kind of, it was like it triggered something within the team, and they looked for a place that would be good to make wine. And then Cottalella-san, Mr. Cotella, he came, checked out, and he said in Hokkaido, the place they had found was really a great place to make, especially apparently they are going to make amazing sparklings, whites and sparklings especially. So I can't wait to see what the first sparkling, how it's going to turn out, because you know that I'm a big fan of sparkling wines. So Cottalella-san was there at the beginning of September when we went for the, you know, like presentation and the ceremony to, you know, get the ribbon to show the new premises, the cellar, everything. And he said, yes, I believe you can make here, you can make wines that will get worldwide recognition and awards. So, and Cottalella-san is actually, he comes regularly to Japan because he's supervising the winemaking, the grapes growing and the winemaking, and also the staff that works there, the winemaker, he spent 2 years in Italy, and the other staff too, they spent a few months at Mr. Cottarella's winery in Italy, and they learned how to make wine. I mean, they got another perspective than the winemaking in Japan. So seeing the quality of this bottle that Caldi made without even having their own winery, I think we can expect that they are going to make extremely good wine. So of course I will keep you informed. And voila, so I see that alas, none of you could make it, girls. That's a pity. I'm going to take Lisa because she's sitting. Petite fille. Voila, she wants to get some attention. I have, if you were online, you would probably ask questions. You can do that next time when I haven't done the monthly products tasting yet. I will do it probably, I don't know if I will do it because tomorrow I have to go to Caldi. On Thursday I'm out too, maybe on Friday. I will see, or this weekend I have a few things. I have a cooking class again at Mr. Tano. I don't know if I'm going to film like last time. This is now Jennifer's plan until the end of the month. So I have to do the monthly products. I'm going to show you a few products that I got in Nagano. I got some presents of like, how did you say that, representative Nagano food. So I will show you that and maybe other stuff that I might get by then. If I can do it this week, I will do it at the beginning of next week, I think, the tasting. And I also have to make the monthly recipe, which it's going to be very easy canapé, some toasts that you can make really easily. You know how it is with toasts, you know, you just put ingredients on bread and I grill them in the oven, or if you have a grill, it will be enough, and you will impress your friends with the simple but tasty canapé. Gosh, you're looking at this, you're saying hello, good girl. Kawaii, very kawaii. So Bianco, oh my god, yesterday I went to so when I came back home on Sunday evening, he had eaten when I was not there, but he had lost so much weight. I was like, oh my god, you know. So I took him to the vet yesterday morning, of course, on Monday morning, and he indeed had lost a lot of weight. And like the vet, he said, so we decide, I said, okay, let's, don't you think we should also make some blood tests, because you know, he's always been like, he has always had his ups and downs. He has, you know, always very often around the nose some, how would you call that, some kind of mold, you know, champignon. It's not eczema, but you know, some skin problems, and he's always been a little bit weak, you know. Sometimes he's super energetic, but sometimes he's a little bit down the hill. So, and he said okay, and then so he said okay, we're going to give him a vitamin shot. But also what I noticed actually on Sunday evening, because I try, you know, to clean around his nose and mouth, because very often he would still have some food. And what I did is that I was curious. I thought, hold on a second, let me check out his mouth, you know. And I saw it was all inflamed, and I thought, oh my god, why didn't I do this before, you know. So the vet gave him some steroids in the shot, you know, that will last, the effect lasts for 2 weeks apparently. I went this morning again for a vitamin shot, and he put some medicine, you know, to ease the inflammation. And honestly, he's just one day, I think the shot yesterday did Bianco good, because, well, he put on 160 grams, which is good. And also I could see he was more like moving a little bit more and holding, you know, on his legs. So and even now, today we went again to the vet, and with the other shot he's even moving more. So poor thing, you know. But yesterday the vet was like, at the end, you know, if something happens within these 3 days, I would not be surprised. And I'm like, what, you know? Because to me, I mean, a cat who's eating, an animal who's still eating, usually it's not, there is something, always a solution, you know. They're not that bad. But I was like, oh my god, I was, you know, I literally froze, and I couldn't help it, you know. I started to cry, and I just couldn't believe it, you know. My brain completely refused to accept that this may be a reality, right? So but it's a new vet. I'm going to, my pet sitters introduced him, and he's a young guy and very, you can see that he is very, how to say that, like very sensitive to the animal well-being and also the human well-being, you know, the owner's well-being. So, you know, he waited until I calmed down, and but I thought, no, this is not possible. Something cannot happen. I mean, I know my Bianco, you know. And we came back home, and I saw that already. And also, you know, he's very smart, because I think each time we go to the vet, we come back home and he wants to show me that he's okay. So he was like, you know, he ate and he walked a little in the house. So, but today we came back and he went upstairs, which he hadn't done in a few days. So, because he didn't have the strength, right? So I think we're on the good way to recovery, and we're going to get the blood tests that maybe will give us some information of something he might have. We don't know, because you know, it's like humans, right? Some animals, sometimes they have a weak constitution. So because when I got him, I did, you know, the basic blood test to see if he didn't have any disease, like FEVL, I think you say, you know, and you know, the cat AIDS, etc. But he did not have any of those, so we'll see. Voila, voila. And I can do this on my own, has talk for half an hour without having you guys. How am I doing this? It's because I'm thinking, I know, I'm imagining you watching this afterwards. So I'm going to leave you, and I'll see you maybe live with products tasting very soon, okay? Thank you for your never-ending support. I really appreciate that. And I'll talk to you soon, okay, guys? Thank you. You have a great day or great night. Lisa is going to make you a little kiss kiss. Kiss kiss to the girls. Bisous. Bisous, aunties. Kiss kiss. Kiss kiss, aunties. Kawaii ne. He's very kawaii. Thank you, guys. So if you have the opportunity to taste this, good value, good taste, okay? Thank you so much, and see you soon. Please leave me, let me know how you found this video, okay? Either on Patreon or in this video comments, okay? See you soon. Mwah. Bye. Merci. Bye.